What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Some really shocking news about Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore and her husband Marc Daly has just surfaced via People magazine, and I am just floored, to say the very least. People magazine is reporting that Kenya and her husband have announced that they've decided to divorce after just 2 years of marriage. Both of them provided exclusive statements to People magazine. Let's start off with what Kenya had to say. She said, and I quote, "It is with profound sadness that I regret to inform my fans that I am divorcing my husband Marc Daly. Due to recent and ongoing circumstances, I can no longer continue in the marriage. My sole concern and focus is and always will be my daughter Brooklyn, my miracle baby. She was made in love and true commitment. I ask for our privacy to be respected moving forward." Marc provided his own statement, which read, and I quote, "I have come to the difficult decision to separate from Kenya at this time. Our daughter has two parents that love her very much, and in her best interest, this situation should remain as private as possible. I cherish our family's good times together and will continue to co-parent in a loving way. Rumors, innuendo, or false accusations only serve to hurt our family and will be addressed through counsel as the law permits. Please respect our privacy during this challenging period." I literally cannot say enough how shocked I am, because they were just on the Tamron Hall show looking normal and in love. Kenya had talked about finding him as a soulmate, through her friend. Remember, Chef Roble set them up. Like, everything seemed normal. Baby Brooklyn was on stage with them talking about their IVF journey. It is so freaky to think that they were divorcing. They knew they were divorcing at this point and still went out and did the show and did not let up at all. I thought they were a regular old happy couple, but you really never know based on the surface. I have to say that from a viewer perspective, I'm disappointed that this is a season that Kenya comes back to the show. We as viewers who loved her from season 6, we didn't get to see her pregnancy journey in season 10, which was something she wanted the whole time she was on the show. We watched her for all these years. She finally gets married, has her miracle baby, and we don't get to see her pregnancy journey. That was, heartbreaking as a hardcore supporter of Kenya. And now she returns to the show. She's going to be shaded like hell from all the other girls, especially Nene, especially Marlo. And now she's going through a divorce of a very, very short-lived marriage after the girls already spent her last season on the show accusing her of hiring her husband. And now I think they're only going to further push that narrative that it was a paid contract situation, even though other people on the show had short-lived marriages as well. Porshas Marriage to Cordell only lasted 2 years, and she loudly and proudly claimed that it was a beard situation. Remember, she said that Cordell made a deal with her to be his beard and that their marriage didn't last that long because of that. And despite that admission, no one ever claims that Porsha hires husbands and boyfriends, right? But Kenya is going to get it this season of the show, when I think it should be a redemption happy story arc for her. This is going to be a brutal season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. If she survives the whole season, then God bless her, because she is so strong to put up with the storm that is about to hit her. It's really not that surprising, though, to be honest, because they've got a baby that's 1 year old. She lives in Atlanta. Her husband lives in New York, has his business there. She's got her business in Atlanta. So it didn't seem like they were ever living together as a married couple, which, had to have been extremely difficult and disillusioning for the both of them. So I'm not that surprised that they're separating and divorcing. I would have thought that they'd last at least 5 years at the very least, and maybe one of them would concede and move to the other state. But the fact that they both decided to dig their heels in their respective states and cities did not help the longevity of their marriage one bit. And just closing it off here, this is why I really cannot stand when people criticize women for dating men for a longer amount of time, 3-4 years or whatever. They always say a man knows in 6 months if he wants to marry you. If he doesn't marry you within 2 years, a year or whatever, he's just wasting your time until he finds his soulmate. Marc and Kenya got married in a couple of months, and if that narrative were to be believed, they'd still be together because he proposed so quickly and they married so quickly. But listen, Most marriages end in divorce at the end of the day, whether you dated the person for a year before, a couple months before, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, there's still a huge likelihood, a majority likelihood that your relationship is going to fail. So stop judging women on how long they date their boyfriends before they marry them, because there's no predicting what's going to happen with your relationship. People just change over time, and it is what it is. You guys, are you shocked to hear that Kenya and Marc are already divorcing? Make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.